Hello everyone, this is my second video to the channel. Here I'll be probably talking about the first pillar of this channel, which is going to be markets. So I want to talk a brief experience of how was my experience getting into the market, how I still use that to my advantage, but mostly this video is a disclaimer to tell most of you to step away from the market if you do not have the capital, right? So earning money through trading, it's not about strategy at all. The strategy is pretty much almost like gambling, to be honest. And yes, I have spent a lot of time studying all sorts of strategies, all kinds of strategies that you can imagine. Since English is not my native language, I kind of find it hard to describe the words, but I've studied analytic trading and all sorts of types of trading, so patterns and price action, analyzing patterns in the graphs, in the charts, I mean. And anyway, most of them work, by the way. Most of them work, but that's not the point. The point is that eventually that strategy is going to fail. I apologize. And when it fails, you will probably lose more than you gained. Okay? Why? Because that's human psychology. So you need to have a good risk management. And if you don't have enough capital, you will live through hell. If you have like 30K and you want to transform that into $1 million by day trading or swing trading, your life is going to be hell. I'm not saying that you're not going to make it. You could, but it is going to be hell, right? So prepare yourself for the worst time of your life. You can love it as much as you want. You can enjoy the adrenaline for the first couple of days, but in the long run, it's gonna be awful. If you make it, if you are the 1% who can maintain consistency, even if you're using automatic trading, you have to intervene all the time, because there's something that we call the black swan, and it's not really a black swan because it always happens. It always happens. Oh, but that never happened before. I backtracked all the way to 2006 and it never happened, and right now it did. Yeah, it happened, and every day and every year a black swan happens. So every year something that never happened before in the history of the markets happens, and that will break you, right, if you're not careful. So basically, as an introduction, I want to say that if you have a lot of money, I don't know, I will talk about my experience. So if you have around like to spare, right? So money that you are willing to lose, not money that you have on your savings account. So money that you are willing to lose, right? So if you have around 5 million, I would say that would be okay for you to start trading. That's risky, but it's enough if you are willing to lose it, right? If you're not willing to lose that money, forget it. Don't get into trading, okay? And if you have that 5 million to start, it's very easy to get a consistent income every month, because you don't have to risk it a lot. You have to risk very little, and the here in my country you have a word for it, but it's interest rate, right? So the interest rate is something exponential, and people usually don't understand it. I probably will make a separate video attempting to explain the best way that I can on how much difference the interest can make in your account. But basically, with $5 million, the most stupid strategy that you can think of, if you have a good bankroll management or risk management, you will be wealthy for the rest of your life. I can tell you, I have my trading accounts and I don't even look at them. I look at them just at the end of the month, and I just gather my profit and I just leave the rest, right? So when you have a good amount of capital to start trading, then yes, it is a great market and it's very, very simple to get good returns. And when I say good returns, it's not crazy things that people are usually speaking on the internet, like 20, 30, 50%. No. I'm talking about 5 to 10%, okay? When in a great month, 10%, usually 3-4%, and that is great. If you know about money, you know that usually when someone comes up to me and propose a business and they're like, okay, so I have this business and it will provide us with a margin of 2%, I already canceled the meeting and I don't want to hear anything about it, because I know how hard it is to multiply capital, right? So 5 to 10% is ridiculous. It's very, very good. So what does that mean? It means that I have a very good strategy that is working now. It might not work next year, and I am completely aware of it, but it's been working for the past years, and if it stops working, I don't care. I really don't care, because I really don't live my life around money at all. Money is important to me, of course. Money is important to everyone, basically, but it's not the end of the world if my trading strategy stops working. But essentially, getting back to my train of thought, it means that I have a good strategy and I have a good risk management that I established years ago, and I don't need the money that it's being traded, right? And I kind of know what I'm doing. The more I get into it, the more I feel like I don't know, but regardless, I've been consistently beating the market for the last 3 years or so, or almost 4 years, I guess. 4 years I've been successfully beating the market, and I'm pretty happy about it. So the first thing, this is a introductory video about trading. So do not get into the markets if you don't have the capital, right? So, but that would just like make you instantly dislike this video and say, okay, shut the fuck up. I just find someone who says whatever I want to hear. If you really want to learn how to manage your capital, maybe just create a demo account, put there 5 million USD, and try to trade accordingly for around 6 months, not 6 days. Because what I mostly see initial traders do is that they go like on a spree of 3 days. They beat the market for 3 days and they like, oh my god, I'm rich, and they spend their life savings and they just go bankrupt. So no, get your account. It doesn't matter if you put a demo account with 5 million or $5, because the only thing that matters is it's the percentage that you can extract every month, right? Do that consistently for 6 months, right? If you get a spreadsheet and you see that you have made, look, this is very important. If you get a trading account on MetaTrader using whatever broker you're familiar with, IC markets, whatever, make sure you leverage up, obviously, because otherwise it won't make any difference and you won't be able to actually mess with the lots. But I personally trade Forex. because it has a very high volatility, and it allows me to actually uh, scrap the surface of where the money really is. So as an exercise, create yourself a demo account anywhere, right? Pick a strategy that you like, that you think it works. If you think it works, go ahead on MetaTrader. It has a backtracking function. I can make a video teaching you how to do that, how to actually set up a backtracking environment and test your strategy, right? Test it for the last 2 years, for example, or 6 months, whatever. If it works, fine. You don't have to be a programmer like me. You can do it manually. Your life will be worse, but be my guest. Do it. And do it for 6 months. If during that 6 months period range, you did not lose money every month, and I'm not saying about profiting. I'm not saying, oh, I made 2% every month. I made around 5%. No, I'm saying, if you get a spreadsheet and over this 6 months period, every month you broke even, so you did not win and you did not lose. Like, let's suppose that you have the 6 months period, and on month 1 you had 5 million and it remained 5 million up until the 6th month. You still have the 5 million that you initially inserted as capital. Then you might be a good candidate for the trading endeavor, right? I'm not talking about beating the market. I'm just talking about staying alive. That's the first test. That's a resilience test. That's a consistency test, which is what is financial markets is all about. It's about mind training and money. You have to have money and you have to have consistency. If you don't have the money yet, at least train your mind to deal with money. Because I'll tell you, one thing is to trade 5 million on a demo account. A completely different thing is to trade $5 million, okay? And the same goes to trading $100. I've traded $100 before. I know the feeling, right? I know the feeling of trading $1,000 as well. It's different. I know the feeling of trading $10,000. That's the first time that I actually got the butterflies in my stomach. It's completely different when you are trading 100K. So when you're trading 100K dollars, it's when the things start to shift completely. It's another world, right? When you're trading $1 million, guys, that's one of the reasons why I made this channel. Very few people in this world get to experience the feeling of what it is to feel like pretty much gamble with consistently gamble with such vast amounts of money. For me, it's a vast amount of money. Maybe to others it's not, but for me, $1 million trading $1 million is something beyond scary, right? So trading 5 million, trading 10 million, guys, it's not a joke. I'll tell you, like, I remember, but way before I automated my trading strategies, I had to do it manual. There were times where I literally puked over my monitor out of stress. It's something that is beyond description. As I said, unfortunately, money is something that is deeply rooted inside of our society, and that can impact your psychological side very heavily. So that's it for today. It was just a main introduction of what are markets, at least what are financial markets in my experience. I know it's a lot of information and they're kind of spread out. I'll try to kind of narrow it down in the next sections and see if we can get somewhere, okay? So thanks for watching. Thanks for bearing with the camera. I know it sucks. It's just a webcam. I'm on my flat. I just bought this microphone and I'm recording from my webcam. So there's nothing fancy about that. I have all my stuff just thrown away. I've always lived like a degenerate, and that's not gonna change now. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.